Honestly, it doesn't matter what you want as a city. It doesn't matter.
It
Because
does?
these things will happen regardless. It doesn't matter if you don't like taxis, and you don't like Uber, and you don't like Lyft. The economy is going to dictate whatever we do as city councils. We'll get voted out, and somebody else will get voted in, and eventually it's going to happen anyway. So these things, the economy is going to drive these things. So I'm interested in how we mitigate, and the one question that I have for you is, how do you differentiate? Maybe I missed this, but how do you differentiate between a vacation rental, which when I talk about a vacation rental, I'm thinking, when somebody says vacation rental to me, what I think of is Bear Lake cabin that was built specifically, maybe the family comes in and uses it 2 weeks out of the year, and the rest of the year it's on KSL.com and people rent it out. And the Airbnb, where maybe it's something like that, or maybe it's a student that has an extra room in their apartment that's renting that out. And how do you, we talk about zoning, and especially in a transient community like Logan, where we have students that are, we can try all kinds of things to regulate them. How do you differentiate, and how do you make that distinction in here between the vacation rental that somebody comes in and
we did.
How do you do
What
that?
we did in Hurricane is we created an ordinance called residential hosting. So
That takes care of your Airbnb.
for Airbnb, if you have a home and you have a casita or a basement apartment or a room that you want to rent out, you operate under the residential hosting ordinance. If you have an entire home that you're renting out, it's under the vacation rental ordinance.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest distinction. One of the secrets of Airbnb is that almost 70% of the revenue comes from homes which are professionally managed vacation rental homes, and they're selling it as home sharing. So they're purposefully confusing the marketplace. but that's a great solution, is to categorize these things. What are you? And another example is, one community says a vacation home can be no bigger than 4 bedrooms. Well, what about this home that has parking for 30 cars that's on 5 acres? It just doesn't make sense. So let's look at something that makes sense. We know the customers are coming. They're only going to increase. But how can we make that experience good for the city, the guest, and the homeowner? And that's what city councils are supposed to do. And so looking at Hurricane's ordinance, larger cities, Los Angeles and San Francisco and other cities are suing Airbnb, and HomeAway is suing them back, and there's a lot of turmoil. But I think what they're trying to do is overreach. I think they're trying to say anybody can do anything, anywhere, anytime they want. And that's what they're fighting for, based on property rights. Well, that's never worked for any industry. You can't pollute the river just because you own the property. There's EPA, there's competing property. So